Think about this for a moment. Why do you automatically feel hungry when you smell popcorn at the movies? Why does hearing your phone notification instantly make you check it? Or why do some people start studying harder after getting good grades once? These reactions feel natural, almost automatic, but they're actually the result of a powerful learning process discovered by a scientist named Ivan Pavlov. His research showed something fascinating. Our brains are constantly forming associations between events, and those associations slowly shape our behavior. This idea became one of the most influential concepts in psychology. The story actually started with something very unexpected. Ivan Pavlov wasn't originally studying psychology. He was studying digestion in dogs. During his experiments, he noticed something strange. The dogs would start salivating before the food even arrived. At first, this didn't make sense, but then Pavlov realized something important. The dogs had learned to associate certain signals, like the sound of footsteps or a bell, with food. Their brains had formed a connection between the signal and the reward. This discovery led to one of the most famous experiments in psychology. Pavlov began ringing a bell every time he gave the dogs food. At first, the bell meant nothing to the dogs. But after repeating this pairing many times, something fascinating happened. Eventually, the dogs started salivating just from hearing the bell, even when no food appeared. Their brains had learned the association. This learning process is called classical conditioning. How classical conditioning works. The process involves three simple elements. First, there is something that naturally produces a response. In Pavlov's experiment, food naturally caused salivation. Second, there is a neutral stimulus. The bell originally meant nothing, but when the bell was repeatedly paired with food, the brain linked them together. Eventually, the bell alone produced the response. The brain had learned a new association. What makes this theory fascinating is how often it appears in daily life. For example, you hear the notification sound on your phone, and you instantly feel the urge to check it. That sound has become associated with messages, social interaction, or rewards. Or think about studying. If studying leads to good grades and positive feedback, your brain learns that studying produces rewarding outcomes. Over time, this increases the likelihood that you'll repeat the behavior. Your brain is constantly learning patterns like this. Conditioning and habit formation. This idea also explains how many habits develop. Habits form when the brain repeatedly connects a behavior with a reward or consequence. For example, you feel stressed, you scroll social media, you find something entertaining. Your brain associates scrolling with relief from boredom or stress. Over time, the habit becomes automatic. This is one reason habits can be difficult to break. The brain has learned a strong association. Why? This theory was important. At the time Pavlov made his discovery, psychology was still trying to understand how learning happens. Many theories focused on internal thoughts or unconscious processes, but Pavlov showed that behavior could also be explained by simple learning mechanisms based on associations. His work helped inspire later psychologists who studied learning, habits, and conditioning, and these ideas became foundational to many areas of psychology, including behaviorism. Using conditioning to achieve your goals. One of the most powerful things about conditioning psychology is that we can use it intentionally. Because if behavior is shaped by associations, we can design environments that help build better habits. Let's look at a few examples. Pair goals with rewards. If studying always leads to a small reward, your brain begins associating studying with positive outcomes. This could be something simple like listening to music afterward. taking a break, doing something enjoyable. Over time, the brain begins to view the behavior as worth repeating. Create helpful cues. You can also create cues that trigger productive behavior. For example, always studying at the same desk or the same time each day. Eventually, the environment itself becomes a signal that triggers the habit, just like Pavlov's bell. Break negative associations. Some habits form because the brain links them with comfort or relief. Recognizing these patterns helps you interrupt the cycle. If scrolling social media becomes a response to boredom, replacing that moment with a different activity can gradually weaken the old association. The deeper insight from Pavlov's work is this: human behavior is not always controlled by conscious decisions. Sometimes our actions are influenced by patterns the brain learned long ago. Sounds, places, routines, and experiences can all become triggers for behavior. Understanding these triggers gives us the ability to reshape them. Pavlov's discovery began with a simple observation in a laboratory, but it revealed something profound about the human mind. Our brains are constantly learning from the patterns around us. Every experience, reward, and repeated behavior slowly builds associations that shape how we act. But this also means something powerful. If habits are learned, they can also be relearned. And once we understand how our brain forms these patterns, we gain the ability to guide them toward the person we want to become. Subscribe to Psychology in Minutes for more.